You mentioned like those raw, honest conversations that you have to have. What are some examples of a tough, honest conversation you may have to have in this job? I think it was Steve Spurrier who said that a team takes after the personality of the coach.
Yeah.
How do you think the personality of that team may have changed when you joined the team, and how would you describe the personality of South Carolina now?
Yeah, I would agree with Coach Spurrier on that. I mean, I saw that firsthand with him, just kind of how the great teams we had at South Carolina when he was here, they really did take on his personality in a lot of ways, for sure. How it changed, I don't know. When I came in, I met with every player on the team and just sat down with them in my office. That's over 100 meetings that I had in my office. And I asked them all, it was a get to know you, tell me about yourself, tell me about your family, tell me why you chose South Carolina, where you're from. But then I also asked every single one of them, why am I here? So why did the coach that you came to play for, why is he no longer the head coach? Why am I now sitting in this office? Like, what are the issues here? What needs to change? And I wrote down everything and just kind of kept tabs on it. And then at the end, just added it all up and kind of saw where the issues were and where things needed to change. And it was evident to me there wasn't a lot of joy in the program at the time. And that's going to happen. They were dealing with COVID. This was coming off the 2020 season, so there wasn't a lot of joy because you did have a lot of isolation. They had just won 2 games, and their head coach got fired. So there wasn't a lot of joy, but it was evident to me that guys didn't look forward to coming into this building each and every day, and I wanted to change that. So what changed, and then what is our personality. One, I would hope that when you watch us on the field, you would say this is a team that plays really, really, really hard, that loves to compete, that truly loves playing with one another and playing for each other out there, which is harder to do that than ever in college athletics. And then off the field, the same thing. Like, we talk all the time about wanting to be the closest, most connected team in all of college football. And we don't want that to be just words on a wall. I mean, it's something that we really try and embody, and it starts with our guys wanting to come into this building each and every day and looking forward to coming in here each and every day and being around each other.
Sounds like it's a fun team, at least from observing practice today and being around. It seems like you've made it a fun atmosphere and environment. I know you like to do things that other coaches necessarily wouldn't do in terms of, a Soldier Boy video or the Office skits.
Yep.
Is that just part of who you've always been? Is that do you think that comes with the job of trying to promote yourself as much as the program?
Yeah. We do have a lot of fun here, but I think our players would tell you, like, this is not an easy program to be a part of. Like, accountability is a core value of this program, and like, we hold our guys accountable for everything on and off the field. We as coaches, yes, we have fun. We talk about positive energy and joy, but our coaches are very demanding. And if you asked our players, we are, very, 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 very honest with our guys, and they know where they stand with us. So it's very, when you have love as a core value and you're close and connected, you can have these open, honest, raw conversations as well. And we have a lot of those as well. So it's not easy being a part of the team here. But yeah, that's my personality. It really, for me, it was who I am. And then it's also being able to market our program. I mean, let's face it, we're not a program that's won 15 national championships and has consistently had number 1 recruiting classes year after year in the country. We're a program that, we're working our way up there, and we need to get the message out about South Carolina football as much as we can. And then a lot of it is just me just having fun. Like, this is a high-pressure job. It's stressful. It's demanding. I get it. If we don't win football games, I get fired. But I also know how blessed I am to be in this position. And I want to talk about our players looking forward to coming into this building. I do as well, and the more I can show that through social media or whatever it might be. I want to be able to do that. Like I love getting to coach these kids, these young men on this team, and love being the coach at South Carolina. And the more I can, show that and embody that, the better.
You mentioned like those raw, honest conversations that you have to have. Obviously, I'm not looking for specific names or specific instances, but like what are some examples of a tough, honest conversation you may have to have in this job?
Yeah. It's having honest conversations with players about where they stand. After every year, but particularly after spring practice each year, I meet with every single player on the team and tell them, like, here's where you are right now. Like, I don't want you to transfer or go anywhere else. But for example, 2 years ago, we had 2 senior defensive linemen that were seniors, that were great young men, good players. But at the time, they were probably 5th or 6th on the depth chart going into the 2022 season. And I sat down with both of them and told them, like, I don't want you going anywhere. Like, I'd be an idiot to try and run defensive linemen out of the program. But I want to be honest with you. Right now, it's your senior year. You're probably not going to play as much as maybe you would like. And I want you here, but if you want to look elsewhere, I'll call any coach in America for you and help you. And they both decided to leave. 2 of them transferred. They had good senior seasons at a different school. And I think it's just having those open conversations. Like the easy thing for me would be to say, hey, so-and-so, right now you're in the mix at defensive tackle.
Right.
Have a good summer. You got a chance to be the starter when you come back. But if that's not real and honest, then, I'm not being fair to them. So just those conversations. Trust is a core value here in this program, and that trust goes both ways. And I tell our coaches all the time, like, be honest with kids. Don't ever lie to them. And I tell our players, like, you may not like what we say, but we're always doing it with good intentions and from a good place, and we're trying to be honest with you.
I mean, telling someone what they want to hear versus what they need to hear is that's a difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
Did that take time to just like almost turn that switch in your brain and like, I just got to be honest?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got a little sign, or not sign, but a little note on my desk that I wrote to myself. It just talks about, as a leader, you have to love making tough decisions. Like, you got to embrace that. And it's the same thing. That goes back to having open and honest conversations. And whether it may be me as the head coach to a player, it may be me as the head coach to another coach, another grown man that you're having these conversations with. That's why I'm the head coach. I've got to do those things as well. But I'd be lying if I said it was easy. And it's certainly something that I've grown into. There's no doubt about it. And you had experience as an assistant coach because you're coaching the guys at your position, and you want to have that honesty and open conversations with them as well. But it's different when you're in this chair and you've got 120 players, an entire program of people that you've got to be willing to have those conversations with as well.